I wonder how my Afcon fantasy team did in Game Week 1.
Sadio Mane. I said it last time I was on it, he's the best football player in the world.
But in Game Week 1, my team has currently scored 84 points so far. Ooh la la. But it could actually be more with still some players on my bench which I can sub on tomorrow as well. Ooh la la. Which also means my current overall rank as of yesterday was 246th in the world out of about 70,000 teams. Oh, which actually can not only get better today because I think that's before the Mahrez and Atal points, it's also before the 2 players I have yet to play, so it could get even better. Ooh la la! But I will post my final scores for this week on the Twitter, so definitely make sure to follow me on the Bird app. And now it is time for my Game Week 2 team selection, where my wildcard is in fact very active right now, as I have grabbed that button and just slapped it. All as hard as I can, wildcard active. Where my strategy for the Game Week 2 wildcard includes choosing players that impressed in Game Week 1 and have good fixtures, meaning they might have done really well against a stronger team. They looked good, didn't get anything, but they looked good. So now that they have the hard team out of the way, they could do very, very good against the easier teams. Choosing players that are likely to play in both fixtures. As with this format, if a team wins their first 2 games, they are kind of likely to heavily rotate and rest some of their big boy players, you know, in Game Week 3, as they don't really want them to get injured before the group stage. No. So, yeah, we don't really want to be an absolute cheeky scrub with a 12 million price player in our squad that might not actually play in Game Week 3. Yeah, that's not a good idea, is it? No. So teams such as Algeria, Ghana and Egypt are very good to back right now, as they didn't win their first game, so are less likely, probably not likely at all, to rotate in the 3rd game, as they're probably not going to qualify before then. And all of them have some pretty damn good players as well. And finally, choose players with easy price alternatives, as next week in Game Week 3, we will have to make some transfers, only 2, but if you spread out your cash too much, and then you realise Game Week 3, then you can't get in a player that you really want to get in, you're like, I wish I set my team up a lot better. And that is what we're doing. Team selection. And we are here, where this right here is my current Game Week 2 wildcard draft. Now, I must say, I actually do be spitting facts when I do say this will not be my final wildcard team at all, right? As there's still some games before Game Week 2 for myself, as the Game Week 2 deadline is literally less than 24 hours before the last game in Game Week 1, so I just have to show you what my current wildcard draft is. So the final team will be posted on my Twitter, but right here is what I've got for now. So in goals, we got Bonao. I bigged him up as if I was his own brother in Game Week 1. I said he's the best goalkeeper to go for. Didn't go for him. He ended up scoring 7 points. There we are then. But the Moroccan defence really looked solid in Game Week 1, and that was against Ghana. And now they have 2 easier fixtures. But also, I do not think they'll rotate their goalkeeper because, would you do that? I don't know, maybe, but I don't think they'll rotate the goalkeeper. So I do actually prefer him over someone like a Hakimi and a Saiss, because even though they could score, they might then not play in Game Week 3. Is it worth it? It could be, but I'm not sure. Rosa is my second goal geezer, where he managed to help Cape Verde to a clean sheet in their first game. He does have tough games for him now. Actually, yeah, 2 pretty tough games. But with him playing before Bonao in Game Week 2 and Game Week 3, I can start him. If he somehow manages to keep a clean sheet, he's probably had to make a lot of saves and got a lot of points. And if not, I can just sub him out after. So yeah, that's just what we're going for. Sammy may actually be my first defender here, as even though he's only a 4.5 million starting Moroccan defender, what? He is also out of position playing in midfield last game. Oh wow, lovely stuff. Gotta get him in. Let's say hola to Ina. It's Ola Ina, a Nigerian defender who got man of the match against Egypt. Yeah, I think that just says it all really, doesn't it? I was really impressed with him. He's proper going forward, getting all the points, and he could have got a few assists as well. Yeah, he definitely has to be here right now for Nigeria's 2 easy games next. Yes. Diallo is part of my defence as well as Senegal's, as he is only a 5 million defender who I think does have a good chance of playing both games as well. So that's all you really need, isn't it? Yeah, get him in. Tolo, an attacking fullback for the Cameroon who now have great fixtures in the next 2. I say great fixtures as if it's long term, it's literally 2 games there, yeah. Cape Verde struggled to score against 10-man Ethiopia, and Ethiopia looked like they couldn't score if you give them a full 24 hours to do it. No, never scoring. So yeah, a Cameroon defender, yeah, guaranteed points there, thank you. Deo is here next, who was someone I actually had in my Game Week 1 team, which might actually be one of the only players I had in my Game Week 1 team that is still here, but he didn't get any points. What? But I've got him again because he is a penalty-taking defender. That's all I really need to say, isn't it? And Faso was a team that I was really impressed with, you know? And have also now got the hardest game out of the way, where they now have 2 easy games for the rest of the group stage, and they need to win. Yeah, he's in. Mo Salah, you little dancer! Definitely wasn't dancing in Game Week 1 though, was he? With a blank and a loss. What? But that is actually all the more reason to get him this week, as him and Egypt are really going to have to step it up to go through, which they can definitely do it in their 2 easy games now. Sangue joins him in midfield, who is a 5 million mid for Faso. I say Faso because is it Burkina Faso? How many things have I pronounced wrong? About this many, yeah. But Sangue scored their only goal last week, and also was their most creative player, creating 4 chances, but also now has 2 easier fixtures, and is that cheap. Absolute bargain for those returns, yes. Riyad Mahrez, who was definitely on it himself last game, but it's a shame the rest of his teammates weren't. They weren't really finishing any chances, and they ended up finishing the first game 0-0. So the fact that they now have to play the worst team in their group next and need to win, yeah, Mahrez is in. And then they will actually play Ivory Coast in the last game, so he could be used to downgrade to somebody and upgrade somebody else for my transfers next week. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Or maybe keep him because he's just a baller, yeah. Andrew Ayew. Now this is definitely not a biased pick at all from the man I loved whilst he was at my club, Swansea. But Ghana now need to win both of their next 2 games, which on paper also look very good. With Ayew, even though he's not playing up front, he's involved in most of the attacks, and also he's on penalties. So yeah, I've gone for him. Then to finish up the midfield with Aribo, who had a very good game in the midfield for Nigeria, where I also feel like he could play both games because he's not a really important, integral part of that team, you know, but he did play well, so I reckon he could play both the next 2 games. And also the fact he's only 5.5 million, yeah, I'd love a Nigerian player for that much, yes, thank you. Now the forward line right here is what I'm really not happy with at all right now. It's definitely going to change. But right now, we have gone for these, which includes the brace scoring Abubakar, with the hard game for him out of the way now. But that also could mean if they win their next game, which they probably will, then he might get rested in Game Week 3. So yeah, I'm not too sure about him. Then Julio Tavares as a goal scorer last week at only 5.5 million. And also Jose Kante, unfortunately not Ngolo, who got an assist last week and is only 5 million. Lovely. So yeah, forward line definitely needs to change, because that's not even good for this week. Never mind next week when I'm going to get all the rotations. So yeah, no thanks. So I do think I'm going to have to pull some money out of somewhere. Actually, I'm kind of thinking Ayew and then maybe upgrade and also drop down Abubakar. Yeah, we'll have to fight. I will have to see. I'm not too sure right now. But that right there is actually my current Game Week 2 wildcard team. Way! So we've gone for some really impressive players from Game Week 1. Some big boy players who are very unlikely to be rested in Game Week 3 in the Mahrez, Salah and Ayew. Along with some proper cheap gems in there as well to complement the team and make sure I can get all of the big boys as well. But again, a reminder, this is not my final team. What? You will have to go onto my Twitter and NathanMaconFC, follow me on there, and I will post my final team when it's ready. Right now, it's not ready, but right now, this is what we got. But that is going to be all for today. Thanks for watching, and also, remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.